So guys, a really big feature of this new season is going to be the cars in ranked games, and that's going to be stuff like the grenade turrets on top of it, like the machine gun turrets on top of the cars as well. And in order to avoid these brand new additions to the game, you guys are definitely going to need to have really good movement. Movement, in my opinion, is the most underrated mechanic in the game. In today's video, I want to go over 3 creative maps that you guys can use to practice your movement and exactly how these will help you really pop off and improve as a player in this brand new season. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video so that you guys do not miss any important information. Let's get right into it. Before I start, a huge shout out to Jivan for making this map. He has a really good video on it. Be sure to check that out as well. He's one of my idols on the YouTube competitive Fortnite scene, and I really appreciate him making this map so that I could put it in videos like this for you guys to get out there. Show him some support, guys. Now, the first part of this map is that it's pretty much going to be a build and a movement map. So what you're going to have to do is load into the map, and there's going to be a bunch of different drills. Before I get into each individual drill, I just want to generally say I'd recommend you guys practice each drill at least 3 times a week for at least 5 minutes in each drill. There's going to be 8 total drills that you guys can do and a free building section. However, let's hop into each drill specifically and what it covers. Now, the first drill is going to be ramp pushing. Now, what this essentially means is that there's going to be kind of a bot on the top of a platform, and you're going to be on the lower platform, and you basically just have to ramp up to him in whatever way that keeps you protected in order to not get hit by the bot, because as soon as the bot has line of sight onto you, it does a small amount of damage to you. And you just need to essentially ramp up to this bot and then try to eliminate it before it can do too much damage to you. This is going to be a drill that you guys should definitely do a bunch of times. It's a really effective way to practice your aggressive upwards ramp pushing and focus on your movement to not get hit while doing that. Now, the next drill is going to be editing up. This is pretty much just focused on the build aspect, not as much movement, but more so the build and consistency aspect. It's basically just going to be a long pathway going upwards in diagonal fashion, and you just basically have to practice ramp rushing upwards through this area. It'll be easy for you guys generally to ramp up like this, and as long as you guys practice editing up, you're definitely going to succeed at it, and you're going to get a lot quicker at it as well. Now, the next one's a little bit harder. This is going to be editing down. Like I said, this is another build aspect one. This is going to focus on your ability to ramp downwards. It's going to focus on editing stairs backwards, opening your walls, editing stairs again. This one I'm a little bit slower at, but I think as long as you guys start slow and build up speed gradually, you'll definitely improve at the editing down aspect of it. Now, the next one is the final building one that I'd really recommend for you guys. This one's going to be 90s. Now, you might say, hey, I really know how to do 90s pretty well. I have been doing them for a long time in competitive Fortnite. However, it really never hurts to brush up on your ability to do 90s really quickly and with efficient material usage. Try practicing 90s with less materials. Try practicing 90s in a way quicker fashion where you don't get jump fatigue, maybe where you don't even jump at all. Just try to practice the different types of 90s just in case you need them in any situation. And then the next one is going to be the first really good movement drill. This is going to be side jumps. This side jumps practice is really good. What you guys should just generally do is side jump out the left or the right depending on the situation, hit the red target, and then make sure to build and catch yourself so you guys can continue on fighting if you were in a real fight. I'd recommend you guys practice this one a lot because I think side jumps are some of the most important aspects of movement mechanics in Fortnite. Definitely consider doing this a lot. That's what I recommend. And then the next 2 are going to be really big as well. The first one being just general tunneling. This is going to be in a straight line most of the time. It's just practicing your rectangular tunnels. You can also do triangle tunnels. It doesn't really matter what you do. What matters is that you do it very consistently and you do it really quickly so you don't get hit. If you reveal yourself to the sides of the map at all, it's going to do some damage to you. So you need to make sure to practice tunneling very efficiently and very quickly to stay protected. This simulates an endgame type of movement. That's why it's really good to practice for your movement skills. But the next drill is even better. This is going to be reactive tunneling. Reactive tunneling, essentially what it does, in my opinion, this is one of the coolest drills. It's literally just a big green circle, and you have to follow this green circle around by tarping wherever it goes. It can go up, down, left, right, and go in any direction, and there's actually an arrow that will pop up for you guys to actually do this map. Once you guys are doing reactive tunneling, it's really going to help with your genuine, just quick reaction time, focus on the endgame aspects of movement. You know, let's say you're tarping throughout an endgame and somebody blocks off your wall in front of you. You need to learn to readjust and move to a different direction of tarping really quickly. This is what this map's going to help with. This drill, in my opinion, is one that you should also do quite a bit, and I think it's really beneficial. There are some other drills. There's some stuff like the sway retake. You guys can practice that if you want. However, in general, those 7 drills are what I would recommend to you guys if you were to do this map. Be sure to check out the link for it in the description. The code's right there, and you guys can also go check out Jivan's channel. Once again, huge thanks to him for this map. Now guys, the next map is going to be Raiders Mechanics Training version 4. Now this is going to not only have movement stuff, this is going to have everything. It's going to have aim trainers, building courses, editing courses, and movement as well. I think Raider did a genuinely really good job with this map simply because I think that it's a really comprehensive review of all the modern day mechanics in one place you can practice them. In terms of the movement on this map though, I genuinely recommend you guys start with the peak practice. It's actually really hard to master, but essentially what this is going to be is you're going to load into the peak practice. There's going to be a small little red bot kind of moving from side to side and up and down. And you're going to be having a peanut butter edit that it starts with, and you have to basically try to use the peanut butter edit to hit this target without getting hit yourself. Now, I really struggled with this. It's really hard to not get hit considering that the LOS only needs to be visible for like 1 millisecond. Make sure that you guys master this. Make sure you guys use different edits such as window edits. Make sure you use right hand peaks, whatever it is. Make sure you master the peak practice in this map. In my opinion, this bot is one of the most responsive in the entirety of training and creative. So if you guys want to practice your peanut butter movement and your peaks, that aspect of movement is easily covered in this drill in the peak practice. On top of that, in Razer's mechanics training map, there's also going to be a piece control and peaks practice course. Essentially what that does for you guys is that you're easily able to kind of move around in a piece control aspect. You guys are going to be tarping, you're going to be doing tunnels, you can be free building, you can be going down, up, whatever it is, you're going to do that. But then once you see the bot, you have to make sure you do smart peaks and smart movement around walls so that it doesn't hit you and that you guys can easily do damage to it. Similar to the last drill in this map, you guys are definitely going to be hit a couple of times, considering that this bot has extremely fast response time to seeing you in a line of sight. That's what makes this drill so good. You need to really have perfect movement in order to not get hit. Once you guys practice this enough, your movement will definitely get better. Practice creates improvements which will eventually result in an incremental change in your gameplay. You guys will definitely notice it as long as you practice this map. And then guys, the final map, this is just bringing it all together. I'd recommend you go into finest speed realistics 1v1s, not the normal ones, I say the speed ones, simply because it's a quick 1v1 that you get put into. It's a really good practice with realistic weapons and realistic mats. You guys hop in there, you're able to get really good fights, and I genuinely recommend you guys 1v1, but focus on movement. Focus on getting really good eliminations with nice, smart edits, smart peaks, moving around using all the movement drills such as side jumps, focusing on right-hand peaks, making sure you're not going to be getting LOS'd. All of those things kind of add up to make a really comprehensive review of all the movement stuff that I previously went over. And Finest Realistics, in my opinion, is the best place to find that stuff. Guys, that is the video on how to improve your movement in Chapter 5 and in 2024 as well. I genuinely believe that movement, like I said, one of the most underrated mechanics in all of Fortnite, and everybody needs to practice it. Especially in this new season where there's going to be cars shooting machine guns at you. There's going to be plenty of people trying to beam you with all these new weapons. Make sure you know how to move correctly, because that's genuinely how you're going to improve and kind of have that edge on other players. But that is about it for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.